page 49. Yes, line number what?
Line 9. The response by Ms. Kuman, it's line 9. It reads as follows, and I quote, "And we then, all of us then stood up. We then pushed them, that is now both the gentlemen, together with the one that was struggling with Kelly for the door, and pushed both of them to the kitchen," close quotation.
No. It is on, okay, we don't find it here.
The record that I've read earlier on, it's the same record.
I am in page number 49.
The evidence of the 18th of July 2023.
This one says the 20th of July 2023.
Since it is not long, maybe it is not long.
All right.
It says, and I quote, I'm reading again, "And we then, all of us, stood up. We then pushed them, that is now both the gentlemen, together with one that was struggling with Kelly for the door, and pushed both of them to the kitchen," close quotation.
Sabapusha botu kanjalo. Makakhulukazi nalona obelwa no Kelly. Ubuya lapha ke emnyango wasekitchen.
Is that how it happened?
Ukuzwile lokho?
Ngicabanga ukuthi Mr. Mshololo okwenzeka uzokufunda la kwesami statement. Then masubuza ngesami lesi sibhalwa abanye ngithe ngicela ukuthi singagciki kakhulu angisho ukuthi ungakwenzi but angeke ngibaphendulele abanye abantu.
I think, Mr. Mshololo, you may ask me a question that is pertinent to my statement. When you get to my statement, you can ask me a question. Not that perhaps I'm trying to be evasive, but where others are concerned, I would wish for you to emphasize on the content of my statement.
Okay, I do understand that, but what I'm inviting you to comment, is this what I've just read, how it happened or not?
Yabona engifuna nje ukusho ukuthi njengoba ke ikhulunywa ngaleyo ndlela wena uthini ke ilokho engithanda ukuthi uphawule nje kuphela ngendlela abathi yenzeke ngakhona nangendlela wena owazi ngakhona bengingathanda ukuthi wena uphawule.
Indlela okwenzeke ngakhona Mr. Mshololo ngakuthola kwesami statement and angisho ukuthi ungangibeki lokho ungangizwisi kona ungangizwisa kona but okwaba kusiko kadumela.
Now, how it transpired, that will be found in my statement. I'm not saying that you shouldn't be perhaps putting it to me pertaining what Dumelo and them, or rather pertaining what they are saying. That you can do, but I'm saying that if you expect for me to respond, then you should at least ask me about what is written in my statement. That is Dumelo Madlala.
I think abakubhalile nabo inkantolo ezokubona ithatha inqumo noma ezokwenza ezodila ne-statement zabo esami nje ngizodila naso nami wasasibhalwe yimini.
What they have written, that should be left in the hands of the court. The court will then decide what to make of their statements. I'm just saying that we should focus on the statement that I had provided or that I had finished.
Lastly, on page 50 of the transcribed record, the response by Ms. Kumalo in her evidence in chief, it reads as follows, and I quote, "I took the crutch and tried to hit the tall one with it, but could not reach. And then Dumelo took the crutch from me, and I was the one who hit the gentleman with the crutch."
And I was the one who hit.
And was the one who hit the gentleman with the crutch.
Ukuthi ngishaye lona omude ngecrutch kodwa ke mina bengimfishane. Istatement isaka Ms. Kumalo leso. ngathatha le crash ngithi ngishaya lo mlisa okanye ngathi ngishaya lo mlisa ngale crash kodwa bengimfishane mina ke ngishaya lo mude lo uTumelo wayithatha leyo crash wase ke uyamshaya mina.
Ngiyabuzwa Mr. Mshololo ngicabanga ukuthi ngingayikhulumela khona la lokuthi nami ngathatha icrash.
I think what I can react to is that point that says I also took a crash. That I can react to it.
Because angikhumbuli nje ngiphatha icrash in the day kitchen angikhumbuli.
Because I do not remember getting hold of a crutch on that day in a kitchen.
Lastly, I just need clarity on this. You will confirm if you can and deny if you did not say it. In your evidence in chief,
uvumelane uma ngabe uyavumelana okanye uphike uma ngabe uyaphikisa lokho.
Okay.
In your evidence in chief, did I hear you clearly that your evidence was that after you had finished smoking, you were then invited inside the house by Kelly Kuman?
Ngengakuzwa ngizwe kahle mhlawumbe ngenkathi umshushi sekubuza imibuzo uthi wena emva kokuthi niqeda ubhema nase nyamenywa ke niminyelwa endlini uye lona uKelly Kuman ngabe ngikuzwe kahle
to say your goodbyes
ukuthi nikwazi ukuthi niyovalelisa endlini.
Yeah, lokho ngiyakuzokuchaza futhi. Yeah, wafika simi ngasemnyango impela. Wase yasibuza imthayo sinihamba ningavalisana endlini. The trailer asabuyela khona emuva endlini.
Yes, that I can confirm.
Yeah. Right,
she came and were standing next to the door and she said that, are you now just about to leave and you haven't even said goodbye inside of the house? And that's when we went into the house to say our goodbyes.
Yes.
That I confirm.
Did you say in your evidence in chief, you will correct me if I'm wrong, that before you could enter the house, you had a commotion inside the house? Did you say that?
Ngabusho kanjalo I've never said that.
Which evidence are you listening to?
The very same
no,
evidence. Yes.
First time I hear that. Even
Yes,
Mr. Baloi also says that was never said.
It's just that I was listening to a recording. I was just confirming it, my lord, if it did mention that in his evidence in chief or not.
Okay.
Ngajabula mase ngizwe leyo nto angikhumbuli nayo langeliyi-1 ilanga ngisho mangasungizwise Mr. Mshololo ngabe ngangijabula.
If you can help me hear that. I do not remember, not even on a single day, saying that.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, my lord. I have no further questions.
Mr. Mshololo?
Thank you, my lord.
Yes.
As the court business, my lord. Mr. Madlala,
Yes, advocate.
have you testified in court before?
Uke wathula ukufaka
This
bakho phambili
incident.
nenkantolo mayelana ke nalesi sigameko.
No, I mean, before this incident, have you ever testified in any
Oh.
court, whether it's a lower court, small claims court, high court?
Angikaze ngitestify.
I've never testified in court before.
Okay. It's your first time now.
Uyaqala
Yebo.
ukuza la nkantolo.
Yebo.
Yes, it's my first time.
And then when you are testifying, Mr. Madlala, I am putting questions to you and you are expected to give answers. Do you understand that?
Uyabona uma uthula ubufakazi bakho yimina ubuza imibuzo kanti kulindeleke ukuthi wena ke uphendule leyo mibuzo.
So that you
Yes,
don't
ma'am.
find yourself asking me questions, because I'm not the one who is giving answers.
Ungazoyithola ke usubuza uadvocate imibuzo lapha ngoba ke akusiwuyena ophana ngeimpendulo. Yazwa?
Kunzima ngiyakuzwa kodwa.
It is difficult. I can hear you, but it is difficult.
Unfortunately, it's the procedure that we have to follow when you are testifying in court under cross-examination.
Ngeshwa ke iyona ndlela ke okanye inkambo yala nkantolo uma ngabe uthula ubufakazi bakho la enkantolo.
Ngiyabuzwa.
If
I
you
hear you,
want,
advocate.
if you want me to repeat the question, you must just tell me to repeat the question.
Uma ngabe ke uyathanda ukuthi ngibuze ufuna ukuthi ngiphinde lo mbuzo ungakwenza lokho.
Yebo ngiyabuzwa.
I hear you, advocate.
Okay. And the reason, Mr. Madlala, why you are before this court, it's because we want to find out from you what transpired on the date of the incident.
Manje isizathu esenza ukuthi wena uyithola ube la enkantolo namhlanje sifuna ukwazi ukuthi kwenzakalani ngalolo suku lesigameko.
Yebo ngiyazwakala.
Yes, I can hear that.
We know what has been said by other witnesses in their statements.
Siyazi ukuthi wakhulunywa ngabanye ofakazi batheni kuma statement wabo lokho siyakwazi.
We know what those who have testified have said before this court.
Nalabo ke abathule ubufakazi babo la enkantolo siyazi ukuthi nabo batheni.
So if I happen to refer you to the evidence of the witness, it's because I want you to comment on your own as a person who was there inside the house when the incident took place.
Uma ngikuthatha ngibuyisa ke kwingxenye ethize ubufakazi bomuntu othize ngithanda nje ukuthi wena okanye ngifisa ukuthi wena ukwazi ukukhuluma ngokwakho ukuthi ke ubufakazi bakho buthini mayelana ke nalokho kwenzeka ngelanga lesigameko uma usuthathanisa nalokho okhulunywa nalabo abanye. Uyazwakala?
Ngithanda ukudideka mayithi advocate ngizokhomenta mengifundela into zabanye abantu.
I get a bit confused when the advocate is saying that she will be referring me to the statements of other people. It's going to be difficult.
Kuzoba nzima ukuthi ngiphendule into eyabhalwa omunye umuntu.
It will be difficult for me to answer what was written by someone else.
But eyami kuzoba lula ukuthi ngiziphendulele because into eqondene nami.
Where mine is concerned, it will be easy for me to can respond to it because it has to do with me.
Okay. Let's go step by step, Mr. Madlala. You'll see what I'm saying.
Okay.
Ake sithathe nje isinyathelo ngesinyathelo. Uzobona ke ukuthi ngikhuluma ngani. Understood?
Okay.
And
No
I
problem.
want to believe that you have passed the metric, your metric, Mr. Madlala, so that I know which level do I engage you in terms of the questions, the line of questioning.
Cabanga ke ukuthi uma articulotsheni umphasile ke ngikwazi ukuthi nami mangibuza imibuzo lo kanye mangikhulumisana nawe lapho ngikazi ukuthi kumele ngihlale kweliphi izinga ke lokubuza imibuzo.
I suppose the witness doesn't have to answer that question.
Which metric are you referring to? The one which you pass with 30%? Or the one which I did about 50 years ago?
No, I think from the age of the witness, it's the current one.
I see, okay.
Yes.
Yes, let's continue.
My qualifications, I don't think a witness. I think witness ngabe lombanga owayekhona no akufanele ukuthi kuzoba umuntu ofundile as long as ukhona witness. But le yokufunda I understand this as advocate.
Where qualifications are concerned, as long as you're a witness, as long as you were there when the incident transpired. But as far as education or your academic qualifications are concerned, I don't understand you there, advocate.
No problem, Mr. Madlala. If you have not passed metric, there is no problem. Let's proceed. We'll see.
Our passing metric as to beg.
Angawuphasa uthi ngisheshe ngikusho alikho class engaphinda neli one.
I did, and I did not fail even one grade. I did pass my metric, not even one class did I have to repeat.
Thank you very much. You know, if you're going to give positive answers like that, we're just going to be very short.
Yabona ke uma ngabe uzophana ke ngeimpendulo ezinjalo ezimfishane kanjalo nathi soba bafishane kanjalo.
You testified, Mr. Madlala, that you were a friend to the deceased. Am I correct?
Usho kanjalo ukuthi ubungumngani kumufi.
Kuyiqiniso lokho.
That is the truth.
And for a long period of time.
Atesite ningabangani.
Yebo kunjalo.
Yes, it is indeed so.
Am I correct to think that you were in good terms with the deceased at the time of his death?
Ngenkathi eshona bensazwana kahle na.
Yes, asikaze singazwani nje.
We were never in bad terms or in bad blood before.
Can you describe, okay, sorry, can I just rephrase my word? Would you discuss with the deceased as a friend of the deceased about love relationships one will have, yours and the deceased one?
Njengomngane nomufi benikwazi ukuthi ngingaxoxisana ke naye ngixoxe nje ngendaba zothando.
And about the girlfriends you had, you know, those sort of friendship.
Benixoxa into enjalo.
Yebo, besixoxa advocate.
Yes, we'll discuss such.
Okay. Have you also discussed the nature of the relationship, or did you know the nature of the relationship between the deceased and Ms. Kelly Khumalo?
Ubukwazi kwakwenzakala nike okanye ubudlelwano babukhona phakathi komufi no Ms. Kelly Khumalo. Ngiyakwazi ukuqaqisa lapho.
Yeah, bengazi ukuthi baya jola. If ungayibeka kanjalo bengazi ukuthi baya jola.
Yes, I knew that they were in a love relationship or by a jola.
Do you know if they had any problems or if they had encountered any problems?
Ubukwazi ke ukuthi mhlambe bene inkinga nje ingcinama ezazikhona mhlambe elokhunjaneni edlelweni babo.
Angeke ngakhuluma ke lo because ezinto zenzekile ngaphambilini engafuni futhi mina.
Well, I cannot answer that one. There are certain things that transpired previously that has got nothing to do with me, that I cannot answer.
And you further testified that you came to visit Senzo, the deceased, on the 26th of October when the incident took place.
Wakusho ke ukuthi ubuzovakashela umufi makuzokwenzeka lesi sigameko nge-26 ka-October 2014.
Yebo kunjani.
It is so, yes.
Did you know where the deceased was staying at that time? When you came to visit him?
Mawuzomvakashela kanjalo ngaleso sikhathi ubukwazi ukuthi bebehlala kuphi?
Ya bengazi mangaphosisi mhlawumbe sengivakashe kathathu.
Yes, I knew where he was residing. If I'm not mistaken, I had already visited him about 3 times.
Okay, where had you visited him?
Ubumvakashela kuphi mawuzomvakashela?
Sengisho entweni yakhe ehlangene noKelly la bebehlala khona eMalbatini.
In their affair with Kelly, where they were residing in Malberton.
Ngivakashe endaweni eziningi akahlala kuzona isenzo. Sengisho la esehlala khona noKelly bekuyise eMalbatini.
Now I had visited Senzo on various residential places. I'm now referring to where he was residing with Kelly, that is in Malberton.
How many times had you visited the deceased in Joburg? If you can recall. If you can't recall, there is no harm. Just tell the court you can't recall.
I visited him in Winchester and Berkeley as well, and Malberton as well.
Okay. Where last had you visited him?
Malberton.
For how many times?
I think we are
if I'm not mistaken, 3 times.
Okay. So you were acquainted with Ms. Kelly Khumalo?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Whose place was it at Malberton? If you know.
I knew it to be Senzo's place.
Okay. And it is your evidence that at the hospital, after the incident had taken place, midnight, you did not have a place to sleep. As a result, you went with Miss Kelly Kumalo and Zandi to Malbertin. Am I correct?
Ngabe ke ngiqinisekile ke or ngiqinisekile uma ngithi okanye ngiqinisile uma ngithi wena ngalobo busuku ngekhathi nisesibhedlela mase nisuka esibhedlela ubungesenayo ke indawo yokuyolala ngalokho ke wahamba no Miss Kelly Kumalo uya khona le eMalbertin ngabe kuyiqiniso lokho?
Not exactly, because ngangihamba nomthoko before ngithanda.
Not exactly. I could have traveled together with Mtogo if it was what I actually wished for.
Yeah, so why did you choose to go with Kelly instead of going with Mtogo?
Wakhetha ke ukuthi uhambe noKelly ungahambi noMthokozisi.
Angithi inhloso yami vele bengivakashele lapha ya.
Now, remember initially my intention was to visit that place.
And ngiyaqala futhi kuza khona.
And that was also not the first time visiting that place.
So that's the reason you wanted to spend that night with Kelly.
Kwaba isona sizathu esenza ukuthi wena ufuna ukuqeda ubusuku bakho khona laphayana naye.
Angazi ukuthi ngizophendula ngithini because egcineni nje wangangizela kwakuzobuya kanjani after sekwenzeke lento nama ngisekho futhi.
Now, I don't know how should I answer that one. Since I had come here and the incident transpired, what picture would it cast if I were not to be found after the incident?
Okay. And when did you make the statements?
When's less statement nini?
Sokuqala.
Is it the first statement? There are many statements that are made.
The first statement, immediately after the incident.
Emva ukuthi kwenzakale lesigameko wasenza le statement.
Lapho ngizothanda because masibuya esibhedlela. Masibuya esibhedlela siye la kwenzeka khona lento. Khona nomunye uphoyisa wayebhale ngibuza. So angazi noma kakuyi statement inaleso.
I would be a bit unsure about that because even when we came back from the hospital and there is one police official that was asking me questions and he was writing something or she was writing something, so I cannot say as to whether was that now a statement or what.
Okay, did he ask you to sign any document?
What ukuthi mhlambe kube net document ezizoyisayinayo
at that time?
Ngaleso sikhathi.
No, wayengibuza nje ngento enzile bhale phansi but angikhumbuli ngisign.
I do not remember signing any document. All that he was doing was interviewing me about what transpired there.
So it means you did not sign any statement that night?
That is correct. I never signed.
And from Exhibit V1, you only signed on the following day, which is 27th.
Gay 27. Statement V1.
Yes, ngiyakhumbula sase police station.
Yes, I remember we were at the police station at Foslores.
And from the date of incident up to the time when you made the statement on the following day, you were with Miss Kelly Kumalo, Miss Zandi Kumalo.
So onke lesikhathi ngokuthi kwenzakala lesigameko kufika ngalesi sikhathi uzophana ngesitatement sakhe emaphoyiseni obuluko unaye uMiss Kelly Kumalo noMiss Zandi Kumalo.
Yabo ngisho kanjalo.
Yes, I would say so.
Okay. And obviously you discussed about the shooting incident, which was traumatic to you guys.
So balake ukuthi nakhuluma ngaleso sigameko sokudutshulwa ngoba ke wawushathekile oba non-shathekile.
Not exactly because indlela oyisho ngakho not exactly because kwakuleke kufika abantu so nesimo ngangikusona mangakutshela nje iqiniso nokulala ngangisaba ngisho ukuvala amehlo.
Not exactly as to how you are putting it now, because there were instances or intervals of the arrival of other people as well. Even myself, the state I was in, I couldn't even wink a little.
Let's try, Mr. Madlala, to answer what has been asked. If I want to ask about your condition, I will ask that. But for now, my question is, obviously, from the time of the incident up to the time when you made the statement, you'll discuss this case. You'll discuss the traumatic incident we have just gone through because we were sitting down discussing directly or indirectly.
Manje asiphendule lokho ke obuzwa khona. Zama ukuphendula lokho. Kanti ke ukusuka ngalesi sikhathi kwenzakala lesigameko ukufika ke leso sikhathi ke uzophana ngestatement nge 27 October 2014 ubunaye kakhulukazi ubani uKelly naye uZandi Khumalo and beniloko ngixoxa ke ngokuthi ke lesi sigameko saba buhlungu kangakanani wanisangiphatha kanjani ukuthi mhlambe wamtshela umuntu ngqo okanye wezwa mhlambe bona beloko bekhuluma kodwa ke lento yakhulumeka.
No, isikhathi esiningi advocate nje sorry ukuthi uphendula ngalande isikhathi esiningi Kelly ubeyivalele ekamereni then mase kufika lawo bantu abeza kuyena njengoba ngingachaza phambili kwafika noChiko khona umfana wafika noAkhumuzi babefika nje bebaningi bebaningi abantu lapha.
What I can say to you, advocate, that Kelly most of the times she would lock herself in the bedroom, and as I've indicated that there are a number of people that would also frequently be arriving there, and the likes of Chico Twala also arrived. One young man also arrived there. Akumzi also. Then it was uzophuma ke ababone then aphindele futhi
ngathi umuntu wayekhona nje uma wakhe
uzophuma uKelly
aphinde aye ekamereni lakhe aphinde ahlale nalabantu la.
Yes, and then Kelly would come out of the bedroom and entertain those visitors and then go back again into the bedroom.
Okay.
Umama wakhe wenzani?
Uyena phela wayeleke khona njengeyenza ukudla ngani because ngangafuna nokudla ngaleso sikhathi.
And her mother was also instrumental in preparing food. You know, because myself during that time
they were feeding you with food.
At that time I did not want food.
Bebengibuza
They would ask me as to whether am I not hungry.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So they were offering you. They were doing some favors to you.
Favorites.
I understand emotion.
I don't understand you.
Offering food.
Now, how do you bring favor into
and
this?
And also
now?
offering you accommodation.
Accommodation ngingachazela ukuthi eyakasenzo ngazi ukuthi eyakasenzo. So ngisasile endaweni yakasenzo.
I have already explained to you that as far as the accommodation is concerned, that is Senzo's place. And I'm still at Senzo's place.
And it is your evidence also in chief that the person who had deposited money for you in order to be able to come to Joburg, it was Miss Kelly Khumalo.
Wakusho ke ebufakazini bakho bokuqala ukuthi umuntu wadepositela imali kwaba uye uMiss Kelly Khumalo.
Yes, wangiyakwazi uSenzo because the day babezodlala on Saturday.
Yes, Senzo would not be able to do it because they were going to play on that day.
Don't be long, Mr. Madlala. If the answer is yes, just say yes. The person who deposited money for you to come to Joburg, it was Miss Kelly Khumalo.
Umuntu wakufakela imali yokuthi uze la eGoli kwaba uMiss Kelly Khumalo kunjalo?
Angazi ngizokuphendula kanjani because mayiqala lento ngifonela uSenzo. So ngazi ukuthi yonke lento iphuma kuyena ukuthi ifaka ubani kanjani.
I don't know how to answer you on that now because all these things started with Senzo, being involved in it. I understand that it was Senzo that have arranged that I should come, and as to who actually had the opportunity to go and deposit, that is something that I cannot really understand.
Was it not your evidence during examination in chief that the person who deposited money for you to come to Joburg was Miss Kelly Khumalo?
Akusibona ubufakazi bakho ukuthi umuntu owafaka imali yokuthi wena uze kwaba uKelly Khumalo.
Ngishilo lokho.
I did say so.
Okay, are you changing it?
We are changing
it.
There is nothing that is contained in here which I will change.
So you agree with me that another offer that was given to you by Miss Kelly Khumalo is the money that she deposited to you in order to come?
With respect, I think counsel is misunderstanding the witness. The witness did say he was in communication with the deceased, and the deceased inquired as to whether he received the money, and the money then reflected, and the deceased then phoned him thereafter. And the witness has said he's been under the impression that it's the deceased who arranged that.
Yes, that's how I understood the evidence.
Thank you, my lord. But the person who did the actual deposit was Kelly.
Whose money was it? That's the point. Whose money was it, as far as you are concerned?
It was Senzo's money.
Let's make some progress, please.
Okay, when you arrived inside the house at the Kumalo's homestead now. You testified that you consumed some alcohol. Am I correct? Is that your evidence?
Khumalo uye wafakaza ukuthi nena phuza utshwala okanye beniphuza utshwala.
Yebo kunjalo.
Yes, it is so.
And it is also evidence that you only drank 2.
Ubufakazi bakho ukuthi
Did you say 2 or 3?
waphuza 2 noma 3.
So lesithatha ngathi lalingakapheli ya.
I did not finish the third one.
Okay. I'm going to show you the pictures of the evidence that was recovered by the police at the crime scene, and that evidence was taken into photo albums, and it's the evidence before this court as the only cans that were recovered inside the house.
Ngizokubonisa ke isithombe sengxenye zofakazi ezathola amaphoyisa uma amaphoyisa efika lapha kanti ke kwenziwa ke izithombe ngalezo ngxenye zofakazi.
Yebo.
Yibona kuphela ke ufakazi mayelana ke nokuthi kwathola khona lapha endlini. Yibona ke ufakazi okukhona.
Is it also evidence that all of you were inside the house were consuming alcohol?
Ubufakazi bakho
Or it was only you?
nonke bensendlini beniphuza utshwala nonke bensendlini.
No, I don't think umntwana angaphuza utshwala. I don't think umakhelwane engaphuzi nabantwana babengaphuzi.
No. I do not think that a child would have consumed liquor, and Mrs. Kelly Kumalo or Mrs. Kelly Kumalo Senior, she also was not drinking liquor.
Okay. Then tell us who were drinking.
Oh, bana bephuza utshwala.
It was yourself?
Bekuwena.
Zandi,
Was myself,
Kelly, Senzo, Mthobo.
myself, Zandi, Kelly, Senzo, and Togo.
Okay. Excluding, except for the mother and the child.
Ngaphandle ke komama
Ninga,
nengane.
yes.
That is correct.
So the cans that you had consumed will be more than the 2 that are depicted there, am I correct?
Ushuthi ke amakheni waphuzile andlula lawa abonakala le.
I mean all of you,
So nina nonke.
out of all the people who were drinking inside the
Nina
house.
nonke ke beniphuza lapha.
Yebo kunjalo.
It is indeed so, yes.
So in other words, the amount of cans that are depicted in that picture does not reflect the correct amount of cans you had consumed, all of you inside the house.
Ushuthi ngamanye amazwi lokho kubonakala lapha ke akubonisi ke isithombe esiphelele o esimayelana ke notshwalo enaphuza ninonke bonke lobo utshwala.
Yebo uqinisile akubonisi lokho and akubonisi futhi lokho sababu sefridge. Akubonisi futhi noba sebulahliwa sebu-empty.
Yes, you're definitely right. It doesn't show even the liquor that was in the fridge, and as well as those that had already been discarded. It doesn't show. You are correct.
Is there anyone who will clean up, remove the empty cans as you were continuing drinking?
Ngabe khona umuntu obeloko esusa ke amakhena empty manje lokuqhubeka naniphuza.
Ngiyacabanga kunjalo because sasingangikaze ahlale la ama-cans phambi kwakho because enza ne-number. I don't think ayizohlala la phambi kwethu kanjalo.
I think it was so.
Because nokulandwa futhi ekitchen ayilandwa umuntu sasingabe siyilandela thina ayilandwa umuntu asilethile.
I think it was so. We couldn't just keep the empty cans there. And even going to the kitchen to get the liquor, it wasn't ourselves that would go and fetch the liquor from the kitchen. Somebody was bringing the liquor to us.
Okay, to be specific, did you see anyone removing cans?
Ethi ngisho kanjalo uke wabona umuntu esusa amakheni lapho?
Cha.
No.
Up to the time when you left to the hospital?
Nize nihambe ke niye esibhedlela.
Yebo.
Yes.
And at the time, by the time when you left to the hospital, there is no one who cleaned the floor inside the lounge.
Ukufika leso sikhathi senihamba niye esibhedlela akekho umuntu oke wacleana khona lapha yana phansi ngase
Where you had been sitting before the incident.
ngase lounge. Ngabe niloko nihleli khona phambi kokuthi kwenzakala lesigameko.
Anginayo impendulo yalapho because thina saphuthumisa usenzo and then ukuthi kwenzakalani after sambile angeke ngakwazi lokho.
I do not have the surety of that because we rushed Senzo to the hospital. As to what happened after we had left, no, I do not have any knowledge of
No,
that.
my question is before you left to the
Mina
hospital.
umbuzo wami ukuthi andikokuba nihambe niye esibhedlela.
Did you see
Madam.
if there is anyone, try to recall, did you see if there is anyone who cleaned the floor?
Ngabe angokuba
At the
nizohamba
lounge.
nesibhedlela?
hayi anginotisanga lokho.
I did not notice that.
Okay. You furthermore, when you were during cross-examination by one of the defense counsel, you said how possible that Ngashe would have chased, followed the suspect. What is it that they were carrying? Do you remember that answer that you gave? Yeah.
Bebephethe ini oNgqashe mabagijimisa. Yes, I remember that.
Yeah, just correct me if I'm putting it the other
Uma
way
ngabe
around.
mhlamba ngiyibeke kahle ke ukwazi
Okay.
ungiqondise. Yes, yes.
You remember that?
Uyakhumbula lokho?
Yes, ngiyakhumbula.
Yes, I remember that.
So in other words, you were saying how would Ngashes be able to trace an armed person when they were not armed? Am I
Ngamanye
correct?
amazwi lokho bokusho ukuthi bebengagijimisa kanjani umuntu ophethe isikhali kuyena kodwa bona ke bengaphethe isikhali. Ilokho mhlawumbe uqondo kusho.
Ngibuza ukuthi babephetheni.
I only asked what were they in possession of.
Why did you ask that question?
Yingani uye wabuza lo mbuzo?
Ngibuzisa ukuthi kunzima ukuthi ungajaha umuntu ophethe isibhamu ungaphethe lutho.
I'm asking that question because it is difficult for you to chase a person who is in possession of the firearm and you are not even in possession of any weapon.
If it's difficult for a person to chase someone who is armed, and when that person is not armed, how come Longwe Twana was able to push an armed person and run away?
Manje ke uyakusho lokho ukuthi kunzima ukuthi umuntu angagijimisa umuntu ophethe isibhamu yena engaphethe lutho kuyena. Kuze kanjani ke ukuthi uLongwethwala aphushe lo muntu obephethe isibhamu kodwa kungukuthi uLongwethwala yena ubengaphethe isikhali kuyena.
And also secondly, before you answer, just hang in there if the court allows me. How come also the people who were not armed inside the house were able to attack the alleged intruder having a fire?
Manje nabo labo bantu abangasendlini abebengaphethe lutho kuze kanjani ukuthi ke bona bayeke bahlasele umuntu okanye baphushe umuntu ephethe isikhali bona ukuthi bengaphethe lutho.
Yebo ngiyakuzwa ke siqale ngalokho kwalongo nje.
Yes, I hear you. Let's start
Lokho kwalongo
with
ngifana nawe nami advocate. Nami ngisazibuza la namhlanje
well,
ukuthi wayenza kanjani leyo nto. Ngiyafana nawe nami.
I'm just like you on that one. As for how he did it, I'm still asking myself that question. How did Longwe do that?
But it's impossible for a person who is not armed to push someone who is armed, approach and push someone who is armed.
Akhonakala ukuthi umuntu ongaphethe lutho kuyena aphushe umuntu ophethe isikhali kuyena.
Ngiyajabulela ke lo part ngoba lo muntu akashoni usakhona. Kufanele eze la azophendula yonke into ukuthi wayenza kanjani yena.
You see, I like that part because the person to whom this refers is still alive. He's not dead. He can come and answer for himself.
Don't worry about that person. He's coming. I'm asking now, it's your turn to answer your question. You had said
uzoza isikhathi sakho ithuba lakho le ukuthi wena ukwazi ukuphendula.
You had said
ukuphendulela yena. Ngikwazi mawuthi umphusha kanjani but mawusuthi futhi liyeza ithuba lakhe wena impilo for ubuze yena hayi uDumile.
No, I cannot answer for him. I cannot answer for him. If you ask me how was he able to push him, and yet you are asking that to me, you should ask that to him and not to Melo.
I'm asking from what we have said in this court.
Ngikubuza nginquloko okukhulumile la enkantolo wena.
And I'm asking your understanding to what we have said to this court to say it would have been difficult for Ngashe to follow and chase armed suspects. Do you understand where I'm coming from?
Lokho wena okushilo ukuthi kuyoba nzima ukuthi uNgqashe agijimisa okanye oNgqashe bagijimisa kanjani ke abantu abaphethe ikhali bona bengaphethe.
So in other words, I am saying it would also have been difficult for Longwe to approach an armed person.
Ngalo
Same as Ngashe's.
wona lowo mqondo bese ngizalana ke kulongwe ngithi nakulongwe ke bekuzoba nzima ukuthi azophusha umuntu ophethe isikhali kuyena kungukuthi yena ke bengaphethe lutho.
100% right.
You
Aphinda
are
uphuma
100%
kwesibili.
right.
As a court prisoner, the witness says it happened, as to now why should he now cast his mind back and say it would have been difficult? I don't think it's a fair question. Maybe my learned friend can leave it for argument.
Thank you, my lord. If my learned friend is giving the answer on behalf of the witness, I take it, my lord, and I accept it. It's more clear. It's more clear now. The answer is clear. That's what I wanted. Thank you, my lord.
Kanti anginayo inkinga ukuphendula advocate. Ngirelaxe kakhulu kubuyazi ngesikhathi sonke anginayo inkinga. Ngingabona ngathi ngiyaphenke ngivele ngithule la ngoba but ngiyakwazi ukusiphendulela.
If you knew, I'm so well relaxed. I'm able to answer for myself.
But
Even
into
myself, I
engayicela
can answer.
advocate.
Mr. Madlala.
Angibuzi kakhulu ngey'statements zabantu.
Mr. Madlala.
Uzobuza ama-questions.
Mr. Madlala,
Yes.
please behave yourself.
Are we part
Behave yourself.
Ngokunjalo nawe advocate.
Mr.
Even yourself,
Baloyi
advocate.
is representing the state. He has raised an objection to the court. We are dealing with the objection, which we have nothing to say about it.
Yabona ke Baloyi khona nje ukhathazeka ukuthize akuphakamisile okanye isiphakamiso asilethela enkantolo ke okwamanje sibhekene leso siphakamiso esiqhamuka ngapha ke Baloyi ke
Do you understand that? Yes.
Ngiyakuzwa lokho.
Yes.
But hayi ukuthi mhlambe ngiyaphendulela. Mina ngiable ukuziphendulela. Ngiyaziphendulela mina advocate.
It's not that I cannot answer for myself.
Yes.
I can answer for
Yes.
myself. Just relax, advocate.
If there is an objection, Mr. Madlala, you wait and you keep quiet.
Yabona uma ngabe khona ukuthize okukhathaza omnye wa abameli lana wena uthi ukulinda kancane ukuze inkantolo ikwazi ukuqhubekisa ke yazakala wena ke awukhuluma.
Yes. Until I ask you question, then you will then answer.
Ufikela ke leso sikhathi ke ngikubuza umbuzo kanye ubuzwa imibuzo kulapho ke uzokwazi ukuthi wena uphendule. Yazakala?
Yes, Mr. Baloyi.
Next question.
I just want to point out that this evidence that is on record, my lord. No one is answering on his behalf. This is evidence that is on record.
Okay.
No problem, my lord. I will argue at the end of the state of the case, my lord. Can I just proceed, my lord?
Yes.
Thank you. Let's now get inside the house, Mr. Madlala. Please listen carefully.
Lalela kahle ke bamazansi. Singena endlini ke manje.
And think before you answer, Mr. Madlala.
Qabange angoba uzophendula.
I know this thing took place.
Ungitshela ukuthi angicabange before ngiphendule. Angithi wena uyabuza ngiyaphendula.
Mr.
So mase
Mshololo,
ngithethe
why-
ngiphendule kanjani?
Sorry, hello.
Out.
Why do you want to argue with the witness? He must think before he answers.
How?
He's been answering. How many days have you been on the box?
Unensuku engakho
Kuloko
lokuza.
ngina
He's been here for about 3-4 days.
Yes.
He must have been
About
thinking
3
at some
days.
stage, please. Just respect the witness also.
straight.
Yeah,
As the
let
court
her
is-
respect me.
As the court pleases.
Uh,
Can you just try to recall
Asizama
time-
ukuphendula.
at the time of the shooting incident now,
Ngaleso
inside
sikhathi
the
ke,
house?
Kwenza leso
You
sikhathi
understand?
lokudubula endlini ne?
Yes.
Yes.
It is your evidence that after the first gunshot was fired, you ran away.
Ubufakazi bakho. Ukuthi emva kokuthi isibhamu siqhuma kokuqala wasuyabaleka.
Yebo kunjani?
Yes, it is so.
Did you see if there is anyone who also ran out of the spot where the shot was fired? Be it in the kitchen passage where the shot was fired. Do you recall if there is anyone else who ran out of that space?
Yabona
Other
lesi
than
space,
you.
Bona la bekwenzakala khona ke lento ukuthi uqhuma isibhamu uyabaleka wena. Uye wabona ukuthi khona omunye wabaleka yini. Mhlambe ukusuka ekitchen uyabaleka usuka edining room uyabaleka khona lapha epassage. Kodwa ke oke wabaleka nje.
No, akekho ongambona ukuthi wabaleka washona kuphi. Akekho.
No, there isn't any person that I had witnessed running and they fled to where that I did not witness.
Okay. You did not see Zandi running into the bathroom?
Azange ubone uZandi ebalekela ngase bathroom.
Akekho engambona washona ngakuphi even nosanjwa ngithi agcina na kitchen kodwa mase ngiphuma esese dining.
There's no one that I had witnessed that they ran to where, even Senzo himself. Only when I came out of the bedroom, I found him lying on the floor.
Okay, but in this case, I'm just being specific, Mr. Madlala. If you did see Zandi running into the bathroom.
Yabona lana ke sesikhuluma ke ngendlela eyikhethile sibuza ngomuntu okuZandi. Uye wambona yini uZandi egijima ebaleka?
Angazi noma mina engirong yini la because mangithi akekho engambona. Manje masuthi angichaze futhi advocate angikanderstand ukuthi
I don't know whether
am
I the person that is having a problem here. If I say that there isn't a person that I saw running and ending up to where, I don't know.
No, I was trying to be specific to say I'm not asking generally about other person now. I was being specific to say Zandi.
Yilokho engikusho ukuthi manje sengikhuluma ngoZandi ngamanye amazwi. Uye wambona uZandi egijima ebaleka.
Akekho umuntu engambona ukuthi wayaphi abantu ababesendlini.
There isn't any person that I had seen running and ending to whatever point.
Okay.
Of the people that were inside of the house.
Before the shot was fired, did you see Ms. Kelly Khumalo running away of the lounge area?
Angokuba ke isibhamu sichume. Uye wambona ulokho njani uMiss Kelly Khumalo ebaleka esuka ngase lounge.
Cha.
No, I did not.
Okay. Now let's come in now to the alleged first intruder.
Asize kulona ke ulalele sesiza kulo qala owangena okanye umngeneleli woqala.
Yebo.
Yes.
Is it your evidence that he was wearing a hat?
Uthi ubufakazi bakho ukuthi ubegqoke isigqoko.
Yebo.
Am I correct?
Yebo.
That is correct.
Okay. Can you describe that hat for me, just for me? The hat that you saw.
Ungakwazi ke ukuthi unginikeze nje isithombe.
Worn by the first intruder.
Waleso sigqoko ukuthi sasibukeka kanjani leso sigqoko.
Lesisikotshi esincane isikotshi.
It was a fine check
and
pattern on it.
Awole igqoko mosibamba la ngathi sibaqama mosibamba la le gqoko ezibanjwa lezi ngathi siqinile akusizo lezi ezithambile angazi uzichazela kanjani.
This is a head.
Akusizo lezi endwa nje ezithambile lezi okwazi ukusifonyoza sifonyoke yabo.
It wasn't one of those softer pinch or crown. It was a harder pinch and crown. Not just that, the lighter and softer ones on touch.
So in other words, you can't give any significant description of that hat, other than giving the explanation, the description that it was a small scotch with a brim, as you are saying.
The witness spoke about the pinch and the crown and not the brim.
Other than that, you can't give any significant features of that hat.
Scotch, nokuthi ke lesestimile lokho kushilo okunye akukho okunye ungakhuluma ngakho.
Angicabanga ukuthi sikhona la ikhodi lena sethombeni singavezwa makuthi azofuna ukusibona.
I think that picture is within the records here, or it is within the files in this honorable court, and perhaps we can refer to that if the advocate would want to see it.
No, don't worry about the picture. I just wanted to see if you are able to give a full description of that hat.
Umfanekiso esinawo la kula mafile wasecourt. Ngifuna nje okuqhamuka kuwe ukuthi uyakwazi yini ukuphana ngencazelo yaso sona leso sigqoko. Yes, yes.
Did you have, or were you wearing any hat at that particular time, you yourself, at the time of the shooting?
No. No.
Okay. Correct me, Emma, if I'm wrong. you said at the time of the shooting incident, at the time when the first shot was fired, the second intruder was leaning against the door facing the house. Am I correct?
Makuzoxhuma ke isibhamu oqala. Uthi lona umngeneleli wesibili ube ncike nje ngomnyango ebheke ngasekitchen okanye ngaphakathi endlini. Sho njalo.
Mawungena ngomnyango beka right. Ngomnyango ebeface engaphakathi endlini.
Yes, when you get into the house, he was just on the right-hand side of the door, and yes, he was facing the house.
Okay, yeah, that's what I want to confirm. Is that correct?
Yes. Yes, that's correct.
Did you see who fired that first shot?
Uye wabona ukuthi ubani owaqhubisa ke isibhamu kokuqala?
Cha ngibonanga.
I did not see that.
Okay. And immediately you became deaf and you ran away.
Manje ngaleso sikhathi kwavaleka amadlebe wasuyabaleka.
Yebo kunjalo.
Yes, it is indeed so.
Okay. How many people did you leave inside that area? Was it Miss Kelly Khumalo, Makhumalo Zandi, am I correct?
Abawungakho abantu abashiya wena mubaleka. Kelly Khumalo, uZandi Khumalo, uMakhumalo,
Senzo
and Senzo,
nabantu boyithu.
and those two intruders.
Okay, do you recall if Mthokozisi was still there? Or he had ran out also
Uyakhumbula ukuthi
after
ngaleso
the
sikhathi
first shot was fired?
uyakhumbula ukuthi ngaleso sikhathi ke uMthoko yena ube khona khona lapho kulabo bantu emva kokuthi iqhuma isibhamu kokuqala. Uyakhumbula?
Engikwazi ukuthi uMthoko wasukuma late angisakhumbuli kodwa ukuthi wayekuphi kodwa uyena umuntu wasukuma ukugcina edanini because mangisukuma nami wayesasakhona uMthoko la edanini.
Now, what I can recall is that he was the last person to have stood up, because at the time that I stood up, Mthoko was still in the dining or the lounge area.
Okay,
That is what I can recall.
I'm asking now, after the first shot was fired, did you see Mthoko running out of the house or running into the bedroom?
Siqhume isibhamu kokuqala. Uke wambona uMthoko mhlambe ebaleka ephuma endlini okanye eya bedroom. Uke wambona nje ebaleka uMthoko.
No angimbonanga.
Okay.
No, I did not see him.
But wayesengaphakathi kuqhuma isibhamu angaphumi endlini.
At the time of the gun going off, he was still inside of the house. That
Okay.
I am sure.
After you had ran into the bedroom now, did you hear any shots being fired?
Emva ukuthi ugijimele ngase bedroom wena uye wezwa isibhamu siqhuma futhi.
Njengoba sengishilo ukuthi isibhamu masiqhuma ukuqala kwaba nomsindo wenzeke emadlebeni nami. Lazi nginovalo okunye nokunye ngingasala ngase ngifuna ukuphuma ngaphandle la nje ngoba ngazi ngaye ewindini ngithi ngifuna ukuphuma ngiwingathi nginamabhaki.
As I've already indicated that after the gun went off for the first time, my ears were deafened, and also I was frightened during that time. And there is the ringing sound that I heard in my ears, and all that I needed to, relieve myself from is that area. I wanted to exit the house. It is for that reason that I went into the bedroom, ran into the bedroom, and I wanted to exit the house through the window. That is when I realized that there were the butler guards on the window.
Okay, so will I be understanding you correct to say you did not hear any subsequent shotgun being fired?
Ngabe ngizobe ngiqinisile ke mangithi azange kuphinde uzwe isibhamu siphinde sikhale futhi.
Yes, ungasho kanjani.
Yes.
Okay.
You can say
And
so.
also, when the shot was fired inside the lounge passage, wherever there was shot, that whatever the place it is, you did not see who shot the deceased.
Uma ke isibhamu siqhuma khona laphana kwi-lounge okanye khona lapho epassage, wena ke awuzange ubone ukuthi ngubani owadubula umufi.
Yebo ngibonanga bekade ngamkhomba.
Yes, I didn't see who shot the deceased. I would have pointed that person out.
Umuntu wangena nesibhamile wama-threat.
Now, the person, however, that came in with the firearm is the one that was having dreadlocks.
Yes.
And the deceased was shot when there was Miss Kelly Khumalo, there was Zandi, there was Makhumalo.
Umufi wadutshulwa ngikhathi kukhona uKelly Khumalo, uZandi no Mam Khumalo.
Angeke abuke iqhubeka ubalo kaqedi ukubani.
No, you
Abantu abambalwa,
you can continue to list people. Why do you just only list a few people?
naye lo mfethu wayekhona ekhishini makuqhuma isibhamu nobhulu
We are not allowed
And
to do
this,
that.
and this brother of mine, he was also there at the time the firearm went off.
Sorry?
I'm asking you a question. I am saying when the deceased was shot, there was Miss Makumalo, there was Miss Sandy Kumalo, there was Miss Kaylee Kumalo. That's the question that I'm asking to you. Nothing else.
Kwakhona ke uMam Khumalo Miss Kelly Khumalo no Miss Zandi Khumalo ngenkathi umufi edutshulwa.
ufuna ukungiphendulisa into engeke phela ngeke ngiphendule umbuzo onjalo because obviously nje ubuza khona ngathi une-answer mina ngine-answer yalokho so masubala ngathi bukhona uyangididisa.
Now you are confusing me. You want me to answer the way that you want me to answer.
Let's move
and
on.
I'm the one that is
I
I am the one that is giving you the answers. Now you're speaking as though you were there also to witness this.
Let's move
No,
on, Mr.
advocate, no.
Let's move
Buza
on,
mina
Ms.
ukuthi wakhona
Madlala.
bani then ngiphendule
Ask me
Yeah.
who all was there, and let me answer you.
because mina bengisendlini.
Because I'm the one that was in the house.
I've passed that question. Can I ask another question?
Ngabuza omunye umbuzo.
Okay.
You are free.
Mr. Ngasha's evidence is that he saw a person against the window who was wearing a white t-shirt when the scuffle took place. You
Usho
understand
njalo
that?
uNqashe usho njalo ukuthi uye wabona umuntu weskipa esimhlophe ngenkathi kwenzakala lento.
And,
Yes, I understand.
and it is your evidence that the person who was wearing a white t-shirt inside the house was the deceased only.
Ubufakazi bakho ukuthi umuntu befaka iskipa esimhlophe ngasendlini umufi phela.
Yes.
Yes.
Is it correct, Mr. Madlala, that at the time when you looked at the person whom you have identified as the first suspect and the second suspect, you had consumed alcohol and you were frightened at that time after seeing the firearm being produced by the first so alleged intruder?
Ubufakazi bakho ukuthi lo muntu wangena kuqala lapha endlini ephethe isibhamu ubusuphuzile utshwala futhi ke ubuthukile ngenxa ukuthi ubone uphethe isibhamu lo muntu njengoba engena ke lo uqala.
Yebo ngiyakuzwa advocate.
Yes, I can hear that.
And it is also evidence, Mr. Madlala, that the incident happened so fast.
Ngabe ubufakazi bakho ukuthi leso sigaba senzeka ngokusheshsha.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Will you agree with me that you did not have sorry, my lord, can I just rephrase that question? You said it's your evidence that the first intruder, demanded the cell phone and money in Zulu language.
Usho kanjani ukuthi lo umngeneli wokuqala wafika endlini wazofuna imali nama cell phone ekhulumisa isiZulu. Usho kanjani?
100% right.
100% right.
Did he say anything else other than demanding cell phone and
Ngabe
money?
khona okunye okuthise akhuluma ngaphandle kokuthi afune ama cell phone nemali.
Hayi ngabe ngiyamsukela akukho kunye ukukhuluma.
No, there isn't any other thing that I would
he
be wrongly implicating him.
He never said futsek.
Azange athi futhi.
Angizwanga ngisho njalo.
I didn't hear him say that.
But wamafoni imali khona engakusho.
But as far as phones and money, there's something that I heard to that effect.
Okay. At what stage, if you know, did Longwe Twala come back at any stage? Back to the house?
Uma ngabe uyazi uLongwe Thwala waphindela futhi endlini nini?
Hey, mina ngimbonanga lo ngithala angifuni noma mhlawumbe ngoba but angibonanga even nasesibhedlela ngimbonanga.
No, I did not see Longwe
But
Thwala.
angibuyisho lokuthi akazi but mina ngimbonanga.
I am not saying that he did not return. Even at the hospital, I didn't see him.
Okay. Outside, when you were carrying the deceased to the house, did you see his car outside the premises?
Mase seningaphandle ke niqhubulele umufi nimsemotweni. Uye wambona wabona imoto yakhe.
Angiyibonanga and imoto phela bekufika kube yasenzo ngaphambili kube yakhe ngemuva eyayirepoleri. So mase kuthatha usenze yahlehla le. But angizange mase siphuma nje ayingekho imoto yakhe la around la egate ngase-gate.
Manpum.
Yeah, mase siphuma sami usenze ayingekho. Angiyibonanga.
Okay. At the time that we are now driving or taking Senzo to the hospital, I didn't see his vehicle. His vehicle would be parked behind Senzo's vehicle, and that was a red Polo. But at the time that we were now driving on, transporting Senzo, I did not see that vehicle.
And obviously you wouldn't know where he had ran into.
Futhi ngiyakwazi ukuthi wabalekela kuphi.
Yebo kunjani.
It is indeed so.
Did you see Mr. Chikotwala at the hospital?
Ubaba Chikotwala wambona esibhedlela yena?
Ngikaze ngimbone.
I did not see him at the hospital.
Let's go back a little. Okay, sorry, my lord, can I just rephrase? Do you know what happened to the deceased cell phone during the robbery incident?
Uyakwazi ukuthi kwenzakala nge-cellphone kamufi ngenkathi ke kuphangwa khona lapha endlini.
Engabe ngidlala ngawo advocate engakuzwa nje ukuthi itholakala ngaphansi kwamakhabethe ekhishini.
Then I would you know, I would be lying to you. All I know is that it was found somewhere under the cabinet, the kitchen cabinets.
Okay, but also, do you know who kept the deceased cell phone from the incident and on the following day, subsequent to the incident?
Nokuthi uyakwazi ukuthi ubani umuntu obephethe i-cellphone kamufi ukusuka ngalolo suku lesigameko ufika ngakulela langa elilandelayo.
Obviously ngabo yena okay because wena mangani yakhe I don't think ngaphathwa umuntu.
Obviously, it would be Ms. Kelly Kumalo because she is the mother of his child. I do not think that it could have been in possession of any other person.
Yes.
No, okay, so it would have been with Ms. Kumalo, Kelly Kumalo.
Yes.
Yes.
Just to go back a little bit, I left one question, sorry my lord. Inside the shooting incident, is it your evidence that you also attacked the suspect or you did not attack the suspect?
Ubufakazi bakho ke ilobo khona lapha madubleka now uyasho ukuthi wamhlasela kanje wamlwisa lo
Let me clarify the first one.
Lo wokuqala.
Yes ngasukuma kona even ngingamshayanga ngasukuma kona but ngaya but angizange ngimshaye.
Yes, I also stood up even though I did not assault him. But I stood up. Why are we?
Yes.
I stood up and accosted him, even though I did not assault him.
Was there a stage wherein you and Ms. Zandi Kumalo assaulted or attacked the second intruder?
Khona isikhathi la uZandi Kumalo bashaya lo wesibili.
Zandi and Mr. Madlala.
O wena no Zandi nayo shaya ulokunjani lo wesibili.
Angikhumbula umuntu wesibili nje ngikhumbula kuyimi nosenzo ayekena ngikhumbula nje umuntu.
The second person that I remember, it was myself. It was Senzo. It was myself and Senzo that were against the second intruder.
Do you remember if the second intruder was in possession of any weapon?
Uyakhumbula ukuthi lona wesibili ubephethe isikhalibiyana namakha?
Angibonanga ukuthi wayephetheni.
I did not notice what he was in possession of.
Ngabona nje usenze nimbambele isandla ngizandla zombili isandla saka right.
I saw Senzo grabbing his upper arm, his right upper arm, with both of his hands.
Okay, but in that upper arm that you saw, you did not see any weapon?
Azange ubone is card. Yes, I did not.
Okay, and also on the other hand, you did not see any weapon?
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
So in other words, that person was not armed?
Ngamanye amazwi lo muntu ubengaphethe isikhali kuyena.
Angishongo kanjalo ngithe angibonanga.
I said that personally I did not see him in possession of the firearm.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, of the weapon, sorry.
No, it's fine, no problem, Mr. Madlala. Let's move on. And you also again testified that you were able to identify the second person.
Yes.
Who was leaning against the wall.
Yes. It is indeed so.
Can you tell this court about any distinctive features that you saw of this person? I know his head was covered because he had a hoodie.
Yeah, engikwazi ukuthi ikhanda lakhe lona ke lalemboziwe ngoba phela ke ubefake ihood.
ngicabanga ukuthi ngiyachaza lo izolo ngisazochaza futhi namhlanje.
I think I did explain that yesterday, and I am still going to explain that today.
Okay.
Ukuthi mude wayedake enentshebe eround nala.
That he was
Khathi
tall.
nentshebe yakhe.
That-
Right around besiba nelokhuzana nala.
That he was tall, darker in complexion, and that he had a round beard that was trimmed around the mouth to the chin as well, and that there was a little beard just underneath the lower lip.
So the description we have given right now, it means those are the description that you can only find from that person. No one else can have those features, yes.
Lezo impawu yizo zodwa ke okwazile wena ukuthi uyibone uze uphane ngencazelo yazo.
In other words, I'm sorry, Madam, can you just unpack?
Yes.
Thank you, Madam. In other words, the description that we have given, there is no other person who could have had such description other than the second intruder.
Ngamanye amazwi ke lezo impawu uphane ngazo impawu efanele lo mngeneli wesibili phela akekho omunye ongafanelwe lezo impawu wena ophane ngazo.
There's no possibility.
Akukhonakala.
Angazi ukuthi ngizophendula kanjani mina ngijabule kabi ngoba ngikwazile ukuphinde ngimbone kanje.
I don't know how am I going
Bona ke
to
kuvele
answer that.
kwangijabulisa kakhulu ukumbona kanje la ecourt.
I am so happy that I was able to see him again, because when I saw him in court, I was able to see that this is the very person.
I understand that, Mr. Madlala. You know what, Mr. Madlala, the reason why I'm asking the distinctive features of this person, it's because a person can be mistaken with identity for now and in 20 years and in 100 years. You understand?
Yabona ngikubuza kanjena ngoba phela ke umuntu ngaze nje ahlangahlanganiswe nomunye uyabona la manje masikhuluma ngayo unje emva kwe 20 years 100 years kukhona nje lento ukuthi ungaze udideke ukuthi ukhomba umuntu okungeyena obufanele ukuthi umkhomba.
You understand?
Awuqinisile ukuthi kungenzeka lokho.
Yes.
But amehlo wami ngemanje hayi ngeke wadide ngiyambona kahle impela.
Yes, it is
Now
true.
yes.
It is true what you are saying.
Ngimbona kahle impela.
However, right now, you cannot confuse my eyes.
Ngisukele ngani umuntu.
I can see him right now. I see him, and even he himself knows that.
Yes.
I cannot wrongly implicate another person.
Okay. So can you now answer my question to say, is there a possibility that someone else could have the same features, could cut or trim the beard as you have explained?
Ungavumelana nami ukuthi kukhona umunye umuntu ongakwazi naye ke ukuthi akhathe amadeli ngaleyo ndlela njengoba uye waphana ngomfanekiso wakho.
Yes, kungaba njalo.
Yes, it may be possible.
Kungaba njalo.
It may be possible.
After the shooting incident, Mr. Madlala, did you have a cell phone with you?
Emva kokuthi kube nalesi sigameko sokudutshulwa ubune cellphone yakho.
Yes.
Yes.
Did you call the police?
Uye wafonela amaphoyisa?
Angikaze ngiwafonele. Empilweni yami nje angaze ngifonele iphoyisa.
I've never phone called the police, and in my entire life I've never phone called the police.
Okay. Just to report the incident that your friend has been shot.
Ukusho nje ukuthi umngani wami usedutshuliwe.
Okwafika kuqala lethwa ngafonela ubhuti wakhe.
What came first?
Ngaphinde ngafonela nomuntu angithandana ngathi usikhathi ngafonela abantu basekhaya. So lokho kumina ngikwakusho something.
Now, what came first was for me to phone call his brother.
Yes.
I subsequently phone called the person that I was in a love relationship with, and my family members at home.
I'm still coming there, Mr. Madlala. But
This is
here,
enough.
for now, I'm saying, did you call the police to report the incident that my friend has been shot here? Yes or no? If you did not, just say no, you did not. And there is no harm.
Uma ngabe azange ukwenze lokho, yisho nje ukuthi azange ukwenze lokho. Akukho
Ya ngiyakuzwa advocate akukho vele okubi kuloko akulekho iphutha because umuntu mekuleyo situation angeke ucabange straight uthi hayi awuthi ngithi manje ngifunele lo usukuthukile nawe ufonela lo ufika kuqala emqondweni wakho.
Yes,
So angizange wafonela amaphoyisa.
I understand, advocate. There isn't any error that one would have committed there. Because when a person is under such a circumstance, you are under shock as well. You cannot, in a relaxed manner, say that now I'm going to phone call this one. And yes, I agree with you on that one. I did not phone call them.
And the ambulance?
The ambulance, you're not, why be, sir? Why phone them?
Angiyazi nani number ya
I
angiyazi nani number ya.
And no, I don't even know the ambulance number.
The family, I understand that the deceased was a friend to you.
Yes.
Did you know his family?
Yebo ngiyawazi.
Yes, I know his family.
Did you have the number of any of the deceased relatives?
Number, cell phone number, number.
Advocate uyangididisa manje. Ngicela kumtshela manje ukuthi ngafonela umfowabo senze isifiso. So
you're confusing me.
Ungibuyisele emuva manje.
You're confusing me now, advocate. I've just said that I phone called his brother's FISO.
Okay, so
now
if
you're taking me back now.
I did not hear that. That's why I'm asking. Did you have that number?
Yebo benginayo.
Yes, I had his number.
The parents, did you have the number for the parents for your friend?
Cha bengenawo.
I did not have the numbers for the deceased's parents.
And what is the number of the deceased family relative what is the name of the deceased relative that you call?
Lo
Sifiso Stanley Meyiwa.
It was Sifiso Stanley Meyiwa. Sifiso Stanley Meyiwa.
Okay. At what time did you call him?
One for Ubani.
Or maybe at what stage, even if it cannot be specific to say at 11 or at 2, but at what stage? In that? Do you call him the same man?
Senzakala wamfonela nini bekwenzakala ini
ngamfonela after kwenzeke leyo nto after kwenzeke leyo incident leya kaSenzo
khona la endlini